Hi friends, this is Butch at Sand Hollow Homestead in Sand Hollow, Idaho. Well, today I'm going to go through the tomatoes in the pantry shed, and I'm going to check them out to see how many have turned red or orange. You know what I mean? Already started the process of turning color. And then what we do is we cook them down to where they're soft. They're mostly cooked, still got some body, and then we put them through our juicer, and from our juicer then we take out all the seeds, all the skins, and all the debris, and then we can the juice without the seed and the skin. We've started that mainly this year to do it that way with all our tomatoes. We did it with our apples, and we're going to do it with other things too, because what we're finding is that's the quickest way to do it, and to eliminate the skin and the seed is a good deal. Now we're taking out the skin too as pulp, and in the past I would actually dry the skin, because what we would do is we would just kind of blanch it a little bit and then pull the skin off, and then we'd put the skin into our dryer and we would dry the skin, dehydrate it. But we've got a lot of that, and the truth is we don't need any more. We got quite a bit, and now we're at a point where we're just wanting the sauce, so we can cook with the sauce. We've got meats, stews, soups, so forth, that we can use that sauce in. So here's what I'm working on. Now this basket right here is showing, right there's one that's turning. Now is it totally red? No. But what I'm doing is I'm separating them, and they will ripen once I get out of this dark, cold pantry shed. And you can see most of them are still going to be green. And then what I'm doing is I'm tossing out those that got the rotten spots in them, because they'll just spoil the rest, just like a bad apple. And sorry about the lighting. I don't have real good light in my pantry, so I just wanted to show you what we're doing. And of course there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a total of 4 crates here that I got to go through. So I better get busy. See you later. Well, today we're doing a little bit more canning. And what are we doing?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes? Where'd we get the tomatoes?
Out of the pantry.
Out of the pantry. Now we've taken our green tomatoes and we have allowed them to turn red. Yeah, they do turn red, folks. Is it as good as when they was on the vine? I can't honestly say that. I would think. You think it is, Ann?
Yeah.
I'm dang. I didn't know that anything would be as sweet and as good as is when it's on the vine, but
the store-bought ones, they pick them really green and ship them. We pick them green and store them. I don't know. I think it's fine.
and they do taste good. What's really cool is some of them, they are yellow. And then we've got the red ones, we got the Cherokees, and we got the little yellows. And Ann's got some pear tomatoes that have their yellow pear, and they have turned. And we're going to get them all in the same container.
No.
Huh?
There's 2 pots on the stove.
Oh, there's 2 pots on the stove? Wow, I learned something today. So you're doing the yellows separate?
No.
You're just using...
I'm mixing them.
You're mixing them. Oh, okay. Well, she's right about that, 2 pots. Okay, we got a whole new device today. We've invested in a new kitchen helper. Can you tell me a little bit about it, Ann?
It's an electric sauce maker.
Electric sauce maker. Don't remember the brand name, but it's from WESTON. And WESTON. So it's powered, electric powered. Do we have a manual? Yes, we do. We have Sauce Master. And it's worked just fine, but we thought, hey, let's try this automatic one. Turn the button on and it runs. Sauce comes out one end, pulp comes out the other end, and no seeds, no skin, no bumps. It's all beautiful sauce that can be cooked down.
No peeling.
Yeah, no peelings. Quickest, easiest way that we found to do this. She cooks them down until they're soft. I don't know if you can see them in there. They're cooking. Okay, we're ready to start putting that into this new machine.
That made a mess. This dipper is not working very well. It's making a mess.
Now so far we haven't pushed anything down the tube yet. By her pouring that in there, that liquid helps flush out that screen. You got to be careful on how you push it because you can splatter that right onto you. And it's very hot. And look at that sauce. Now that pot there, how many quarts would you say that pot is?
This, I have no clue.
Oh, okay. Well,
This is 10 cups.
so that could be a 20 quart or more.
20 cups.
20 cups, I mean. And how full was it?
Half
full?
Just under half.
Just under half.
When it cooked down. I mean,
That didn't take
when
very.
when it was cooking.
I mean, that's about 2 minutes, whatever. It didn't take very long, did it, folks? And yes, it's hot. Yes, you have to be careful so you don't get burnt. That's why she let it stop boiling before she put it in. And this machine, well, there's nothing on there to worry about melting. And it's just hot, but it's not boiling. And we've got one more pot to go.
Nice.
Yeah. And this pot here is starting to boil.
Yes, but they're hard, so I need them to cook a little bit.
Okay. So Ann says they're not quite ready yet. But that's how fast you can go through more than a crate of tomatoes. I brought in.
Well, we didn't do a whole crate.
Oh, we didn't?
We did about 3/4.
But you had a crate left over that was a partial. Probably about that much or close.
This is the one you brought in.
Yeah, but you had another one in
One
there,
I
right?
had in here didn't have this many in it.
Oh, okay. Well, I think most of the crate is cooked. Most of the crate got cooked, and Anne was able to run that right through by herself. And being it's electric,
That's not going to need run back through.
it's that dry, eh?
We may have to watch it. There might be some here that could, but not very much of it.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
And this, let me get out of the light here. That's some nice looking pulp.
Yep.
Well, I kind of think what that does is that shows me that if someone's working by themselves or in a big hurry, what this is all about, we're going to put that into jars. We got us some new jars, and we're going to put them in there. We're going to get this canned up, jarred up, excuse me. And then once we get it jarred up, we're going to put it in open canner, and we'll boil them. And if I remember right, I think it's 45 minutes. I'll check it. Tomatoes, 45 minutes in our area. So from Sand Hollow, we'll shut it off until we get the next batch ready to go. That one right there. So I want to know what your thoughts are on this. I know folks that are, let's say, off grid may not want to run an electric. They may want to use the Sauce Master. We can just hand crank it, which works just great, folks. Nothing wrong with that one. In fact, if it is, you can buy a Sauce Master with multiple strainers, just like this one. This one's got 3 strainers. 3 different size strainers that'll do different vegetables. Okay, let's wait and see this one when it's done. See you in a bit. Something we learned was right here we had a little bit of spillage. Okay, now this nut, there's a nut that holds that strainer inside. And for whatever reason, there was a little bit of spillage right here. Not a lot, but you don't really want it all over anyhow. So we put a towel there, soaking that up, and maybe it'll keep it from getting a mess. So just to let you know that no matter if you're using the Sauce Master hand device or if you're using this one, which is electric, WESTON, you're going to get a little spillage, folks.
It might be because it's too hot.
Yeah, it could be because it's too hot, you know. Expansion on the seals. And I think it's just about ready. And that's a fairly good size pot. A little bigger than the other. No, it's not as big as the big one down below. It's kind of the mid-size. So there's actually 3 total sizes here.
Well, we didn't use the big one this time.
Yeah, we didn't cook it in the big one this time. We're going to use the big one for canning, I think.
Yes.
Oh, the smell of tomatoes. First thing I thought of, I talked to Ann, I said, I'm thinking spaghetti. We'll have to get our batch down so we don't have quite as much to put up. Normally we make such big batches. It's like when all our kids were home and we was feeding other extra kids. And we're trying to learn how to back off and cook little amounts so we don't have a lot of leftovers. That's hard for old folks to do because we have spent our entire life cooking for our kids and others' kids because we always babysat. My wife did while I was working. We're learning. We're only 68 years old, so yeah, we got time to learn. See you in a bit. You're using a spatula?
Using it to clean off this right here. Came off really slick. Just to clean off that.
Well, that's good. That's some nice looking tomato sauce. No seeds, no skin, no poo-poo. Looking good, looking good. Guess what, folks?
It's going to be too much for this, so we'll
Yeah.
have to start putting some in jars.
Okay, we can do that. Give me a minute.
Okay, if you're going to put this straight into the jars, you have your thickest pulp up here and your thin down here. So you're going to want to stir this to make sure you get it mixed. Otherwise, you have a lot of thin juice and thick sauce. It's a little harder to stir in this than it would be if you poured it into a large bowl and then dipped it out of that.
Now, in the past, you've put that into the slow cooker, the big one,
No.
didn't you? And cooked it down?
Well, yeah, we did one time.
Yeah.
And it makes it a lot thicker. But we found that with it coming out of the sauce maker, it cans really nice and doesn't separate like those two jars down there.
Okay.
So if you stir it, then you can dip it. Well, but I didn't put any lemon juice in the jar.
Nothing yet, eh?
Nothing yet.
Okay. Sounds like I got a job to do. Let me slip over there and get some. Okay, I've got the lemon juice put in, 2 tablespoons.
Your rings are over on the table.
Okay. So I better go get them. Maybe a shorter handled one would work better. Folks, this is the second pot we had. This one was mostly filled. Now, whether you're using the hand crank sauce master or if you're using the Weston electric, it does go pretty quick. What we're seeing on this one these strainers are much narrower on the discharge, which I think creates more pressure and more juices coming out, where on the Sauce Master we ran it through twice to get the pulp and the juice out. This one, it seems as though when it comes out, it's already got the juice out. It's very dry. Now, can we put it through again? Yes, we can. But it kind of looks like, according to what we're seeing, it's not necessary.
You want the different colors? There's different colors in this pan because we have yellow tomatoes and red tomatoes and Cherokee. The Cherokee is a dark color, so it's got dark streaks in it. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's
Now, you've
just
already
the
mixed
color.
it up quite a bit, haven't you?
I have.
Okay, but you can see the difference.
You can still see the red streaks in it.
Now, it tastes
Those.
the same. I mean, to
Oh,
me,
yeah.
it brings a real quality of what these tomatoes are. They're unique breeds and flavors, and just makes it yummy.
The Cherokee does stay harder for storing longer.
Good to know. Okay, let me get them babies wiped down and off of that board, because it's got a limit.
Then you can start the pot for the. It will come to a boil.
Okay. So this pulp is
Dry.
really dry.
Yeah.
Great. Chicken feed.
Yep.
Ooh, somebody's getting ready for some sketty.
Where's the cutting board I had?
So to conclude this video, what Anne's going to do now, she's cutting up some onions that we raised in our garden. These are the red onions. And she's going to cut them up, put them in our spaghetti. And that's our spaghetti pot left over. There's enough left over for a whole batch of nice sauce. I've got our hamburger out. We're going to defrost that. And we got the setting so that we can bring this thing to a boil, catch it, and then turn it down to a good simmer for 45 minutes. What's this right here, Ann?
Sausage for your spaghetti sauce.
Ooh, adding some sausage to it.
And onions.
Oh, and onions. I have not dehydrated our beef yet, our hamburger. What did we learn about this new device, kitchen device?
It is great. Love it. But it's too high on this countertop for me. Way too high.
Okay. I suppose if you're 6 foot tall, or thereabouts.
Well, I'm only 5 foot, but I've got heels on. 3.
Okay.
But it's still sitting up too high on this counter. So I need more of the table height. Dining table height.
The red cabinet that you purchased and then painted. Sounds like that one'd be just about right.
Would be great.
Would be great. Okay. Next time we use that, whether we're doing applesauce or tomatoes or whatever, we will roll that one over. They're all on wheels. And
well, we have a plug-in over there.
Yep. I think we're real close for the canner to be set to its cooking temperature.
It's almost.
Yeah, it's almost there. So, height is,
a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal when you got to be in there. And if I had the 3 or 4 crates, full crates, like when we're actually harvesting from the garden, we'd really be.
Because it made me lifting above my shoulder to work in that.
Yeah, that's just
so
not
it's too high.
Not a good deal. I can understand that.
Okay, you've got.
Now this has worked real good for what?
This works best when we're putting the other machine. It's a meat grinder, and we've used it when we had thick Roma tomatoes and was making salsa. We put those Roma tomatoes through that grinder.
Oh, that's right.
And this worked perfect. We could slide it over there and hook this shelf on the edge of the dishwasher so it doesn't matter the weight on it.
Right. Now that grinder didn't take the seeds out, didn't take the skin out.
No, all it did was grind it up.
Yeah, and normally we would have taken the skin off, wouldn't we?
We didn't always.
Oh, okay.
It was for salsa, and it ground it up enough that the skin wasn't a big deal.
So at that point, we were liking something chewy.
It made the Romas were. There was one other kind of tomato you used too that was bigger than the Romas, but
probably Amish.
Very meaty, and so it worked really well. Even if we blanched them and slid the skin off of it and then ground them in there, it gave us that meaty pulp for the salsa.
Right. And originally my salsas were just chopped up. Oh, okay, that's
25,
40,
right?
45.
45?
45. I'm going to pause the channel and go check that.
Okay.
Talk a little more.
You didn't turn this burner on.
No, I did not. Well, we're getting things set up for the spaghetti. No, I haven't done anything with the hamburger yet.
It'll be all right.
Yeah.
We'll cook
So, what do you got now to put in there?
Garlic.
Garlic. All right.
Garlic.
I'm loving it. Now, that's not garlic that I grew in the garden.
No.
You know, this year I dropped the ball on the garlic. I've got 2 types of garlic out there. I do have the elephant garlic. And then I've got some other, and I can't tell you whether it's hard or soft or whatever they call them. Not that familiar with the types, but
Where's the fork I have?
next year we're going to have 1 million garlic plants, I think. So next year I'll try to clean that raised bed up. I will have to do some garden work, whether I like it or not, just to clean it up and get that garlic in
You'll
shape.
do it.
Yeah, I'll be out there. So I think we've got a pretty good I think we're drawing to a close on what we can show folks, what we've learned, and
That machine is wonderful.
that machine is great. Does a quick job of getting things done, and we're old folks, we're taking our time.
Easy cleanup.
Yeah, it actually did. The strainer, you're right, so much easier than the sauce master. I am really impressed at that. At the very end of that strainer, stainless steel strainer, was impacted with roots. Okay,
The seeds.
I would say roots, you know, kind of roots, stringy stuff.
Okay.
And I was able to wash that out real easy. I didn't have to fight it. And the rest of it just rinsed out. And so, for me, as being the kitchen cleaner, man, I really liked that. That worked out real good. So, from Sand Hollow Homestead, I want to thank you for joining us. My wife Anne and I, and my name's Butch, from Sand Hollow, and we are glad that you joined us today. And we're going to go ahead and shut this video down now. And I hope you learned something. Please comment, please share, and if you haven't already, subscribe so you can see the little projects we have as seniors on the homestead. And we're having a good old time. And yes, we get to eat what we're working on. Isn't that fun?
Plenty of food.
Plenty of food, you betcha. When we get into the squashes, like the Waltham butternut,
That will be a new experience.
yes,
We've
and
not done that before.
the banana squash, oh yeah, that's my favorite.
I'm going to can it.
Actually, both of those are.
Yes.
And that'll be coming up after probably Thanksgiving. We'll probably start
Not
on that.
before.
Yeah, we've got too many irons in the fire. So from Sand Hollow Homestead, there's lots of food in the pantry. We'll see you at supper time. Oh, go ahead and stand there and look at the camera.
Look at the camera
Yeah,
and wait.
there's lots of cut it and paste it.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Ann.